think about alligators as predators, but they are also very important prey. When alligator babies first hatch out, they're quite small, and turtles, other alligators, birds, mammals, all kinds of things will eat them. Yep, take him straight back. Peter, can you go back, please?
Move that on, please.
All right. We covered their eyes to reduce stress. We learn boat acrobatics as part of alligator biology. The animal is 7.8 feet long. Mark right now is determining the sex of this animal. And what do we have here, Mark?
We have a female.
We have a female. So she is missing her front right foot, and this was likely bitten off by a turtle when she was younger. We're taking tissue samples from every alligator that we catch so that we can study genetics, and we're interested in essentially building a family tree of the alligators. Alligators are really social, and they have dominance and territoriality. It tells a whole lot about behavior too, to see who's actually getting to reproduce and have their genes passed on. Tissue samples can also tell you things about their health and their diet. We've done some other work on stable isotope analysis, which is, in short, is the you are what you eat. We've been able to see that there's everything from bears to snakes to moths that these animals are eating out here in the swamp. Nuisance, it's a common term that we all use to describe an animal that has essentially acclimated to people. And the irony is that we call the alligator a nuisance when in these situations, the alligator's behavior that is concerning is simply a product of our own. And alligators have incredible learned behavior. In a lot of captive settings, they actually train them similar to how you would train a dog, in some instances even using clickers. But just like a dog at the dinner table, you only have to feed your dog once before he knows the dinner table, he knows you, he knows the time, he knows particular food items, and it's the same thing with alligators. It disrupts their natural fear, or even where it's not fear, just their tendency to mind their own business. And that's causing an interaction between people and alligators that is not desirable, and in some situations can be dangerous. I think they're really incredibly awesome, and I hope they stick around for a long time because they've been around so long and they never were in trouble until we started developing habitats and feeding them and sometimes having some negative interactions with them. And that's part of what we're studying as well, how to avoid unnecessary removal of these really important animals.
So we're putting water on her just to keep her hydrated and cool here. While we have her out, just try and keep the stress level as low as we can. It is a bit of a stressful process, but anything we can do, like covering the eyes or pouring water on, just helps keep them calmer.
So Mark is going to draw blood to get a sample. His master's really is pulling together several of the different things that we've been collecting for 4 years, like the genetics, the satellite data. So he's getting the soap opera that's going on in the swamp and seeing their interactions.
I can see, is there a relationship between the alligators' interactions and their relatedness? So say if her sister were around, would the sister be able to get closer and stay in more proximity? Would they be more likely to get along, less likely to get along? We'll be able to tell things like that from the genetics and satellite tag data.